So you are in a rush today. You have a big, busy day ahead of you, and you need to get yourself together in about 5 minutes, give or take, right? So I'm gonna show you how to achieve this and make it realistic for you. No, I am not gonna put on a 5-minute countdown or anything like that, because you know what? I know me. And I'm gonna get chatty with you guys. I know me. So yeah, that's not happening. Oh, we got a little guest today. That's my dog. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna show you how to pull yourself together with a really simple, easy look. This is it, spoiler alert. And it's gonna be about 5 minutes. So I'm gonna show you some of my favorite products that I use to achieve this look. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it is helpful, and I hope it's something that you feel like you could achieve when you are incredibly busy. I also did this for my vacation. This was my vacation makeup like every single day. It's beautiful. I feel beautiful with it. I feel put together, and I hope that I could help you guys feel that way as well. All right, let's get started. So I'm gonna start off with my brows, and I got this really nice brow pencil, unexpectedly nice. I say that because I got it for free to do a review. So this is by Sia, and it's their Easy and Rich Brow Pencil in gray brown. I like it. It's not too soft, so it's not going to like lay down too much pigment. It's not gonna be too creamy. It's just waxy enough. It's not too waxy where it also just becomes super textured and doesn't lay down any color. I don't know if you guys have ever had that issue before. I'm getting ahead of myself, actually. First, I should have said, I already applied my sunscreen, and for today I used a slightly tinted sunscreen. This is from RMS, and this is their Supernatural Radiance Serum. It's SPF 30, and it's in the shade Light Aura. I like this. It's a good one if you want a little bit of a tint, a little bit of like luminosity. It's a nice one. I like it. It actually smells nice. It smells kind of like citrusy. It doesn't smell sunscreeny, if that makes sense. So yeah, I put this on already. I would have done it on camera, but like, I don't know if you guys know this, but with sunscreen, you really want to let it set before you put anything on top of it. So I put it on about 15 minutes ago. I would say at least give your sunscreen at least 10 minutes to set. And I know that sounds really high maintenance and crazy, but just do it, right? Don't get skin cancer if it's preventable. So I would say put it on as your last step of skincare and have a coffee or something. Get your caffeine fix in the morning, or do it while, if you eat breakfast, do that. Just like multitask, do something while your sunscreen is setting. So anyway, I applied this one to let it set, and like I didn't do it on camera because I didn't want the both of us to just sit here and basically watch paint dry on the walls. So I did that already, and that is what's on. So that's kind of the luminosity that you guys are seeing right now, is the tinted sunscreen, that Light Aura from RMS. It's beautiful, love it. And if you have a deeper skin tone, they do make a darker one. So I feel like they covered all bases with that. And it's a mineral one too, which I prefer. Okay, now for real, brows. So what I'm gonna do is, because my brows are kind of a two-hand job, I'm gonna actually get really close to the camera, more for my benefit than yours, because I am going to use my phone camera as a mirror, basically. So I love when brow pencils come with a spoolie on the end and you could just brush them. So this is how I do my brows. I'm not gonna get too perfectionist and precious with them, or I'm gonna try not to, because it is supposed to be a 5-minute look. So let's just get into it. All right, so I'm just gonna roll it up a little bit. And what I like to do is I like to kind of lift where my arch is. And I like to start underneath my brow very lightly, because you could always go back and add more. But if you apply too much, that's when you start taking up a lot more time, because now you gotta go back and fix it. So I'm just doing these like light-handed strokes, and I love to start from underneath. And then as you go, you could kind of brush that in and that will blend it in better. And so I like to use this arch as a guide, basically. So you see how like it looks like it's just a little low right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna even this out, and you could go backwards with it to fill in your brow. So yeah, even though this is like a 5-minute look, it's gonna take me a lot longer to do it on camera because I'm explaining every little thing that I'm doing to you guys, you know, so that you could see how to do this the way I do it, if that's how you want to do it at all. So I'm just lifting that and using that as a guide. I'm gonna create that tail right here. I need to have the tail end of my brows lasered because I had microblading a few years ago. And as you age, your skin tends to kind of go down, you know what I mean? This is for everyone. So my tail end is drifting down more than I would like it to. And I also do, my personal preference, I do prefer for my tails to kind of be almost like Spock-ish, you know? I do like it to kind of go like that instead of down. I feel like when your tail end of your brows go down, it really closes off your eyes, and it really closes everything off, and it makes you look older, like it ages you. But other than aging you, it honestly just is not very flattering. You know what I mean? So that is what I like to do. And again, that's my personal preference. Not everyone is gonna want a Spock tail end of their brow. You know what I mean? And those people are missing out. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that is just my own personal preference. And I'm just gonna kind of, I blended a little too much right there. So I'm gonna define that a bit more. Okay, it's happening. I'm getting too precious with my brows. I'm becoming a perfectionist, so I need to like take it easy and be like, Lace, this is supposed to be an easy look. Stop it. All right, so now I'm just gonna do this side. Same thing, hold it by this arch right here. Now I always have a little more work to do on this side for a few reasons. My brow on this side is thinner right here than it is on this side. I just have less hair there. And also I have this beautiful scar right here that I have to not camouflage. There is no camouflaging that. However, I do have to kind of put in a tail end right there because there just isn't really one. All right, so are they perfect? No, not really. But like for a 5-minute makeup look, when you're trying to get out the door, who's really expecting perfection, you know? All right, so this is the brow gel I always go back to. It is the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit, and it's just clear, but I really like it because it's stiff enough to hold the shape, but it's not like crunchy, you know? I don't like it when they're so stiff that they're kind of crunchy. I hate that. I am gonna be a broken record. So if you watch my videos pretty often, I'm so sorry and I apologize ahead of time. But I'm gonna use my beloved Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour front runner, whatever. It's like, it's a mouthful. So I love this. It's technically a cream eyeshadow, but I love to use it as an eye primer, an eyeshadow primer. It's a beautiful like champagne type of a shade. And if I'm not using this, then I will use either the clear primer from Urban Decay, or I actually just got myself the clear eyeshadow primer from Viseart. And it's really good. It's very good. If you put some color on top of that, it is pigmented, like for real. All right, so I am going to softly put this on my lid, and I have to emphasize softly for myself because I was going in like a feral makeup gremlin and just like going ham on my eye like that. And you know, I have to remind myself that like I'm aging, and any tugging and pulling at this really thin skin, like if you do it constantly, will have lasting effects, you know? Lasting effects that I don't want, that's for sure. And this is just so beautiful even by itself. That's why I especially love it for when I'm in a rush. I'm just gonna do this side now. All right, so now I'm gonna get started on my eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna go in with the bronzer that I'm gonna use, which is also by RMS. It's her Beach Walk Baddie shade. I love it. It's funny because When I first got it, I was like, this is nice. I like it. It's pretty, you know what I mean? But I didn't feel wowed by it, I guess. I grab for it pretty often. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that I must like it a lot more than I thought I did. I didn't realize that I liked it as much as I did. Anyway, I'm gonna go in with my Wayne Goss number 6 brush. It's so good. It's so beautiful. I love this brush so, so much. I'm pretty sure it's a squirrel hair brush, or it might be a squirrel hair mix with maybe some goat in it. But that squirrel hair, if you're not familiar, is going to provide this like softest, gentlest like veil of pigment, of color, whatever color you're using. And I love that because obviously I'm very pale, and that's an issue that fair skinned people have to deal with, is like whenever you put any color on top, it's gonna be very pigmented, you know? And so this really is such a great tool to allow you to have like more control over that pigment that you're applying. And so I just love squirrel hair brushes. So I'm gonna go in with that RMS Beach Walk Betty, the bronzer, and I am just going to start right here, and I'm just going to do this outer half portion of my eyelid, just like that. And don't be afraid to bring it pretty high up. The point of eyeshadow is for people to see it when your eyes are open. So that's what you see is above the crease. Same thing on this side. All right, so that is just a really beautiful light blend of Beach Walk Betty from RMS. And this is the bronzer that we're gonna use later. So we're gonna use things in multiple ways. This is the best way to get a quick look. Now, another thing I like to do that is really quick and easy, but it does make an impact, is using I'm gonna use a deep brown, but you can use black. You can use whatever color you want, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, I'm gonna use this eyeliner pencil from Sephora. It is clearly well loved. I need a new one. And so this one's in Tiramisu, and I'm just gonna tight line my upper lash line. And this gives that like effect of a really full, like a denser lash line. And so I just look in the mirror and tight line right up there. And I know this is not easy for everybody. Like some people will start tearing up right away. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. It's fine, you can skip this. And I'm just gonna do the same on this side. It might help you if you look down like that. And already my lash line looks fuller. It's an illusion, I love it. So my lashes are also sometimes kind of like a two-hand job. So I'm gonna do the same thing and use my camera as like a mirror, or at least for one eye I will, just to show you guys what I do. So I am just now opening up my new YSL Lash Clash mascara in black. So since it's so new, it's probably gonna be a lot more liquidy. So I like to lift my lid up a little bit and really get by the root, wiggle by the root, and brush up. So that's what I like to do. So I'm just gonna do that really quick and do both sides. Mascara is on. So now I am gonna go in with the star of the show. I love this stuff. So this is by Koh Gen Do, and this is, I'm pretty sure it's called their Gloss Film Powder Foundation. You're gonna see how much I love it. I hit pan, guys, look at that. I love this stuff. And it's like crazy because as a dry skin person, normally a powder foundation wouldn't work that well on me. But this is like, I think, made for dry skin people. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. When I went on vacation, I brought this along with an embarrassing amount of other makeup. I brought a ton of other liquid foundations and things like that, but this is so great to get ready really quick with. And so I found myself using this every single day on vacation. So this was a part of my look every single day. And so with Koh Gen Do, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm gonna be 100% transparent. They are pricey. But I have found that if you go to yesstyle.com, which is an Asian website, they sell it, and they sell it for like almost half the price. So it becomes a lot more affordable. And so that is what I do. Now, right now, things are kind of up in the air because of tariffs and things like that. So I know some people are really worried to order things from YesStyle. And so I had like this oh shit moment where I saw I was hitting pan, I needed another one, and I was kind of like, oh shit, I need to get a backup, you know what I mean? At least one. And yes, I was nervous that I was going to get hit with customs, but I didn't. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I personally did not get hit with any tariff, any customs. It did not cost me extra. And so it was still incredibly affordable for me. I don't know if it will stay that way. Who knows what is going on right now, but for me, it didn't cost me extra. Also, another great thing about this is that it's refillable. So I could pop this out and put a new one in, which actually saves you even more money because now you don't have to buy the case. So that helps a lot too. See, I am always thinking of you guys. I'm always thinking of ways to save you money. Now notice that I did not put on any concealer or foundation or color corrector, nothing. Because on days when you have 5 minutes to get ready, you do not have time for that shit, right? So skip it, do something quick and simple for yourself, and that's what I'm gonna do with this. So I'm using my Sonia G Face Pro brush. I love this, it's such a great multitasker. I'm gonna use this for my foundation powder today, and I'm gonna use it for my bronzer as well. So I'm gonna go in, and for this, I've found that I really like a technique where I'm just pressing it into the skin. I'm not really buffing it or anything like that. Not to say that you can't, but I just found this is what I like to do on my skin. So I'm just gonna press that in. And this is a pretty good color match for me, and I was nervous because I had to order it online overseas, you know what I mean? So I am a fair olive, and I bought myself shade, I think it's 112. My skin is a little extra red and a little extra puffy today because last night I did some really deep micro channeling to my skin. So it's a little extra red today, which is always really helpful when you're trying to show people your face and makeup and how to do things. Always want to bring it down. Make sure there's never like a line of demarcation. Bring it by your ear. All right, so I've pressed that in all over. It's looking nice and even, nice and quick also. Oh, I forgot to mention, so it comes with a sponge. This sponge is great, which is surprising. I'm typically not a fan of whatever sponge or brush products come with. This is really good. However, I do want to let you guys know that if you do end up getting this, if you do use the sponge, it's going to apply it very heavy, which is not a bad thing, but it's, you know what? I shouldn't say heavy. It's going to provide full coverage. So if you want full coverage, then absolutely use the sponge. But if you want it to look a little more natural, and I feel like it's a little quicker with a brush. So just a heads up with that. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with the same brush, and I'm gonna go back to that Beach Walk Betty by RMS, and I'm just gonna apply that all over my upper cheekbone, and I'm gonna bring it down a little bit too. I've noticed, I feel like with my own personal face shape, that this seems to be the most flattering for me. Now I'm gonna do this side. I'm just gonna add a little to my nose. Now, this is not contouring. This is just me adding color to my face in different areas so that it's not just on my cheeks and it looks kind of uneven like that. It looks a little undone, a little unfinished. So this kind of just makes it a little more cohesive, you know? A little up here. Now, when you're putting bronzer on, it's really quick, but you wanna get by your ears and you wanna bring it down right underneath and blend it in a little bit by your neck, just so that you don't end up again with a mark of demarcation. So now I'm gonna go in with my Valentino blush. It's eye to cheek, so you could actually apply it to both, and I will. And you could do that with any blush, honestly. Just because it's not marketed as eye to cheek doesn't mean you can't put it on your eyes as well. And so I'm using shade 9, and that is Poudre, something like that. That's the name of it. But it's a really pretty kind of like pinky peach color. Now I'm gonna load up my brush, and what I like to do with blush is after loading up my brush, I like to press it into my palm of my hand, and that way it just is gonna make that application so much easier. It's gonna make it a lot more even, a lot more balanced. And I'm just gonna apply that. Oh, and I love this brush, it's so cute. It's by Wayne Goss, and it's his F1, and it's like a little cat paw. Do you see that? It's so cute, I love it, and it is so soft. So I'm just applying that right on top of the bronzer, but I'm not gonna bring it down as low. Now I'm gonna use the longer end of the brush, And I'm just gonna bring a little into my crease, above my crease right there. And that just kind of brings it all together, you know? I am just going to quickly apply some highlighter. You do not have to do this. This is just me being extra. And I'm gonna go in with the Merit color in Kava. And I'm just gonna use a 112 BK Beauty brush. And I'm just going to softly apply that right up here. I love this. It just gives such a nice, healthy glow. It's so beautiful. I find myself using this every day lately. For my lips, what I love to use pretty much all the time, I'm not gonna lie, but especially when I am in a rush, I love these glosses from City Lips. I love them so much. I gotta say, these are probably my favorite lip glosses ever in my life. They're awesome and they're kind of lip plumping. This is in the shade Tokyo Kiss. I love this shade. It's like a really nice nude. They're plumping, but honestly, I don't really feel a tingle. I'm just being honest, that's just for me. And I already have kind of big lips, so I don't know. I don't notice too much of plumping, but I think it's just because they're already plump. It's such a pretty nude shade. I love it. I'm such a sucker for nudes on my lips. I love them. All right, guys, now it's my new finishing step. I love it so much. I'm so happy it came out because it's the thing I needed in my life. I knew I needed it in my life, but it just didn't really exist. Anyway, it is the new One Size Powder Melt Setting Powder. I love this, especially if you're using powders, like powder foundation. It really just softens the entire thing. It just melts it all together in this beautiful way. It doesn't give a glass skin effect. I know that people are really comparing it to the Pat McGrath, which I did a short video on. It gives luminosity, it gives a little bit of gloss, like shine, but it's really not glass skin. It's nothing crazy. I just honestly love how it brings the entire look together so that it's not overly powdery, especially on dry skin. And I love the mister too. So I'm gonna shake it up and apply it. I went a little wild with it and I got a lot in my hair, but that's fine. My hair likes to get a little wet and wavy anyway. It works out. So yeah, that is it. That is my, I don't have time for this shit, 5-minute give or take look. And yeah, I love it. Nice and quick and easy. And I hope that this is something you feel like is reasonable and easy, something you could do also when you're in a rush. Or, I'm just throwing this out there, this might not even be your I'm in a rush look. This might be your full glam look. I'm so extra. I put on a full face pretty much every single day. So for me, this is very low key, but for you, this might be very high maintenance, even though it's a 5-minute look. Either way, I hope that you enjoy doing it and I hope that you feel beautiful with it. So that is it, guys. I really do have to get out of here. I have an appointment to get to. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for hanging out with me and I will see you next time. Take it easy, guys.